Hello everyone and welcome live as we build up to qualifying for round number 3 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. My name's Chris McCarthy. It looks a little bit different this time, doesn't it? You know, it's Monaco. We thought we'd do something just a little bit more special. So hope you're enjoying the studio setup that we've got ready for you. We're going to be bringing this to you all weekend as well. We are going to have cars going out on track very, very shortly. They are just in the pit lane. They're getting ready to go. Now, qualifying is going to see the 33 drivers split into 2 groups, how those groups are going to be formed. Group A is going to be made of drivers 2nd, 4th, 6th in the championship standings and so on. And Group B will be 1st, 3rd, 5th in the championship and so on. In terms of how qualifying works, we'll get into that in just a second because only 28 drivers are going to race in both races. The format of how that's going to work we will get into in just a second. But first of all, let's bring you where we are in the season so far. If it's your first time joining us, welcome and thank you for your company. If you're joining us every round, welcome back. Here's where we are then. Let's remind you where we're at. Of course, this is round number 3. We have been to Imola, we have been to Barcelona, and now we are at Monaco. This is the 3rd and last time we're going to be supporting Formula 1 this season. And it's the biggest race of the season, isn't it? Not a bad one to go to. Let's take a look at where the points stand after those 2 rounds. Gregor Sorsi has won 3 races on the bounce, hence he has 85 points. Paul Aron second with 57 points, has been on the podium twice. Alex Quinn got on the podium again last time as well. He's having a great season so far. Gabriel Baltaletto, what a performance he had at Imola, the rookie getting on the podium. And William Halatalo, he's just been Mr. Consistent, really. Has been in the top 10 in every single race. Has been in and around the top 5 every single time. Hence, he is up in 5th. So as you can see from those positions alone, the likes of Sorsi, so on, are going to be in Group B. And then we're going to have Group A after that. Now, where are we in terms of this weekend? We had practice yesterday. They only had 1 practice, and now we're straight into qualifying. So we only have 3 drivers that have actually driven this track before. They are Gregor Sorsi, Patrick Pasma, and Brad Benavides. Everyone else, it's their first time driving it. Sorsi actually crashed in practice yesterday. He wasn't the only one to do that either. So it was Hadrian David who went quickest from Alex Quinn. Gabriel Baltaletto, fantastic job again. Zane Maloney, that was a really good result from him. Andrea Rosso, considering his best result this season is 11th, for him to be 5th and 2nd rookie, really, really impressive. He hasn't even scored a point yet, but the Italian looked very quick yesterday. Alex Quinn said he wasn't actually pushing as hard as he could do yesterday. Hadrian David, meanwhile, he said the experience he had of racing at somewhere like Po thinks is what has helped him get used to this track so quickly. And of course, Hadrian David's last round wasn't the best for him. You know, he had a bit of a tough round. He had a bit of a crash in the 2nd race. But hey, he's got a chance to recover this weekend. But it sounds like the first of the groups is about to get underway. So I think we're now going to head to the track and see Group A go to action in qualifying. The streets of Monaco are now descended with the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine cars. What a sight that is. It's 7:55 local time over in Monaco, but we are waking up anyone who planned to have a lay-in this morning as the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine cars go out onto the circuit. Group A will be out on track first. Like I said, the drivers who are 2nd, 4th and 6th in the championship standings are going to be in this group. So the likes of Paul Aron, Gabriel Baltaletto, David Vidales, Isaac Hadjar, Mary Boyer also in this group as well, as is Pasma, Baltaletto, Sepinen, Deli Gawanti, Fluxa, Pizzi, Marinangeli, Verratti, Smith, and then we have the likes of Pesh as well and so on. So it's going to be a pretty good one this. They've got to get through to the end nice and safely. As I touched on in our little intro there, one thing that we did have yesterday was a few people crashing. We had Gregor Sorsi being one of those as he was trying to avoid Nico Gola before the section going into the tunnel. So just getting round in one piece is going to be good. You've got to set a good time if you want to race in both races. Now, in the build-up there, I touched on that we're only going to have 28 cars racing. That's because that's all we're allowed to around these streets of Monaco. So how is it going to work with 33 drivers on the grid? Well, if you want to guarantee yourself to race in both races, you have to finish in the top 11. After that, the quickest 12th driver will race in both races. Now, the quickest driver today, so whoever is the quickest group, they will form the inside row for race number 2. And the slower group will form the inside row for race number 1 tomorrow. That's how it's going to work. So we're going to have to keep an eye on the lap times as they make their way through the tunnel. Of course, race 2 is Grand Prix Sunday, so that's the one that they all want to win. So the driver who qualifies on pole position overall will start on pole position on Sunday and will start second place tomorrow. So essentially where you finish is the row you're going to start on both races. So if you finish 5th, you're going to start on and you're in the quicker group, you're going to start on the inside of row 5 for Sunday and the outside of row 5 for Saturday. Hopefully that all makes sense. I'm sure it will as we move forward, but you need to be in that top 11 if you want to race on both days. After that, they still will race, but it will only be in one lap. Okay, here we see Gabriel Mini. He's had a pretty good season so far. Was quick in practice yesterday as well. Making his way uphill now is Gabriel Mini. Up through Beau Rivage we go. Only a rookie, started the season with an 11th, but got on the podium last time out with a 2nd and a 5th place as well in race number 2. Still getting the tyres warmed up. Now, we are the first thing out on track this morning, so the track is going to be cold. It isn't going to be rubbing in as well. So the drivers are going to have to take some time getting those tyres up to temperature. No need to go out and push hard straight from the start. As you can see to the top left of your screen, they've got plenty of time to get a lap in, so they just need to take their time with this. And Gabriel Mini certainly seems to be doing that as we come through the tunnel section. We've got Paul Aron out there as well. He's 2nd in the championship, like I said. David Vidales definitely needs a good round. He, of course, was the first winner in the 2021 season, David Vidales. Since then, it's not been going as great. He did finish round number 1 at Imola strongly with a 7th, however, 2 DNFs last time, so David Vidales really does need a good race here. Nicola Marinangeli is looking for his first points. Then behind that we have Dino Beganovic, who sits 14th in the standings. He scored points in the very first race of the season, but hasn't done since. Murray Boyer did well on home soil last time. He took a 5th place in the first race. That's his best result of the season. Then behind that we have Francesco Pizzi. Pizzi, another one looking to try and get in the points for the first time. Fluke's up next, and we have Isaac Hadjar, who put in one of the best moves of the weekend last time. Emilio Pesch just seems to finally be getting finishes under his belt because he hasn't been able to have those for the first 3 races of the season. Finally got one last time. Elias Seppänen also out there, and we have Yassin Ferrati, Patrick Pasma, who is one of 3 drivers to race here. Lena Bula, Deli Gawanti, and then Tommy Smith, who also crashed in practice yesterday. So let's hope Tommy Smith has a bit of a better run of things today. We're watching Paul Aron as he makes his way out of the right-hander and now through the tunnel section. This is where they really start to pick up speed. In terms of overtaking, this is going to be one of the places they can do it. Not through the tunnel. You have to be a bit crazy to do it through there. But out of the tunnel, coming into the Nouvelle Chicane, downhill braking. So that extends the braking zone. Through the Nouvelle Chicane we go. Of course, and the F1 fans will remember we saw Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen bang wheels there a couple of years ago last time we raced here. Now Paul Aron making his way through to back and through this Wimpole section. Flat out they go through there into the chicane, and now he's going to make his way down towards Raskas. You can see the traction spinning up the tyres there coming out of the chicane, braking in a straight line. Now it's uphill towards Anthony No's corner. Got to be careful you don't bang the wall through there. And Paul Aron now makes his way across the line. Is he going to give us a marker on the board? Let's have a look. Gabriel Mini is currently quickest. It's a 133.7 for Paul Aron. Isaac Hadjar is going quicker though, the Frenchman, on what could be considered one of two home races for him now as he makes his way through Anthony Noakes. Isaac Hadjar, the time to beat is at 1:33.4. He makes his way up to the start finish line to set what will be his first respectable time, and he goes quickest. 1:32.7. Now the quickest time yesterday was a 1:30.2. So we should see the lap times tumble. We should see them come down raw. We do have to take into account that we are the first thing out on track, and it's going to be a little bit colder than what it was yesterday when they practiced, but still, that's not a bad time to get us underway. So it's Hadjar Mini, Aaron Baltaletto, Fluxa, Boya Sexton, Pizzi, Vidales, Pasma. Sepinen has just gone up to 5th place with a 1:34.4. Gabriele Mini is going quicker. We did briefly have a yellow flag, but that's immediately been drawn back in again. Down through to back corner comes Gabriele Mini, and a bit of a crowd in, as you can see as well. We're running at 40% capacity this weekend, which is great to see. We had a very, very small crowd at Spain, but good to see more fans, and I'm sure there's going to be even more come tomorrow and Sunday. Mini, though, this is looking a good lap for him so far for a rookie as well. Impressive stuff so far as he makes his way now round the final corner and up towards the start finish line. Gabriele Mini, is he going to beat that 1:32.7 of Hadjar? He is. 1:32.3. Time's coming down even more. Previous winners here at Monaco include the likes of Victor Martins and Alex Smoliar, who took the wins back in 2019 in the Formula Renault Euro Cup. Here comes Isaac Hadjar making his way up to the line. He's looking to make it back-to-back wins here for RSGP, and across the line that's a 1:31.6, so good result for him. He's absolutely flying with confidence, isn't he? We've got 2 rookies, 3 rookies make that at the top. Brilliant stuff. The rookies really putting in a solid performance so far. Lorenzo Fluxa, who's 20th in the championship, is up there in 5th so far as well. Don't forget, this is going to determine what row they start on the grid. We're going to have to keep a note of that lead time come the end of the session. Downhill we go. We're watching Gabriele Mini into the Nouvelle Chicane. Hadjar it is to beat. We've got a bit of a boxing match between the 2 rookies going on for what will be provisional pole position come the end of this. Hadjar is going quicker once more. Aaron struggling down in 8th place. I wonder if he's still breading in those tyres. Vidal is down in 11th as well. Bit of a surprise. Tommy Smith has just gone to 8th place. Here comes Gabriele Mini though, down towards Raskas. You've got to get that break in a straight line. Missed the first apex, pick up the second one, and now they head back uphill towards the final corner. Round the start-finish straight, if you can call it one, and Gabriele Mini up to the line he goes. What's it going to be for him? It's a 1:31.611, so he returns the favour and takes provisional pole, but I feel that's about to change hands. I'm sure we're going to pick up Isaac Hadjar very shortly, and here is the aforementioned as he comes now through the final corner. 1:31.6 to beat. Can Isaac Hadjar do that as he makes his way up to the start-finish line? Yes, he can. 1:30.9. Right, we're getting near towards the times we saw yesterday now. Gabriel Baltaletto is about to make his way up to the line. There's Boya across the line. He goes 3rd. There's Fluxa, and he goes 4th. What about Baltaletto? He was about to make his way up to the line. The camera awaits to find the Brazilian making his way round the final corner, and he's actually coming to the pit lane. So Baltaletto is in the pits. If you look to the left of your screen, you'll see his number, or his position is highlighted. So he's come down pit road. I wonder if that's going to set off a trend of them coming into the pits. We're watching Lorenzo Fluxa now coming downhill. Here's Gabriele Mini, 2nd so far. Deligoanti has just gone to 9th place. Pietro Deligoanti, 18th in the standings so far. Best result for him so far this season is 11th. But Gabriele Mini is going quicker once more. Can he go sub 1:31? Let's find out. Quicker than anyone through the first sector. Personal best through the second. Gabriele Mini up through the final corner now. Up towards the start-finish straight he goes. 1:30.9 it is to beat. The Italian makes his way up to the line, and it's going to be a 1:31.2. So an improvement, but not good enough to go quicker. Gabriel Baltaletto is now back on track. Tommy Smith is in pit lane. Here's Isaac Hadjar, who was 3rd in the French F4 Championship last year. Hasn't really had any kind of experience like this, but Isaac Hadjar up to the line he goes now, and he goes quicker again. 1:30.777, so another improvement in time. Boya, Fluxa, Pizzi in the pits, so we could see a flurry of pit stops here. Aron is second, Mini third, Boyer fourth, Flukes are fifth, Pizzi, Vidales still struggling. I mean, I imagine David Vidales, if anyone's going to be struggling for confidence, he's going to be one of them after such a good first round. It's just an absolute disaster for him at the last round. Had incidents on the first lap in both races on what was his home race. One with Gabriel Baltaletto going up towards turn 9 at Barcelona, and then he had to take avoiding accident when we saw the likes of Hadrian David and Franco Colapinto crash, and that caused damage, suspension damage for him, which put him immediately out of the race. Good driving from Gabriel Baltaletto, the rookie, getting out the way for Paul Aron there, someone who's not a rookie and will be looking to try and get a good result here, racing at Monaco for the first time, as are 30 of the drivers on this grid. What an experience this must be. I mean, some of these guys, Hajar and Mini included, are young as 16 years old, and they are racing single-seaters around the streets of Monte Carlo. Not bad, is it? Not bad for teenagers at all, and they're not doing a bad job of it either. 131.072 for the Estonian as he comes across the line. Aron in the top 10 of the Formula Renault Euro Cup last year, the 17-year-old. Doing a brilliant job, second in the standings as well. He'll be looking to try and take some points out of what is a very established lead for Gregor Sorsi in the standings of 28 points. Here's Elias Seppänen, a point on the board for him so far. All that's let Elias Seppänen down so far this season is qualifying. He's been one of the biggest movers in the field. Bar the last race, he had made 5 or more places in every single race, and his best result well, one of his results of 11th last time, sorry, make 8 places. So Seppänen is someone who can overtake, and he can do it frequently, and he can do it very well. Half time in the qualifying session we are, and they're coming in for some changes. Let's do a bit of a recap. Aron's still out there. He's got a nice free track all to himself, and I think he's going to try and take advantage of that. He's done a personal best through sector 2. He's going to need to find around just under 0.2 of a second, though, to top Hajar. Vidales looks to be improving as well. We'll keep an eye. The 2 Prema drivers are out there. In fact, I say that Vidales is 1.1 seconds off through the first 2 sectors, so I don't think this is going to be a time that's going to move him up the order. What about Paul Aron, though? He makes his way now towards the start-finish line, and Paul Aron goes quickest, 130.677. What a final sector that must have been, considering he hadn't gone quicker through the first sector. That is hugely impressive stuff from Paul Aron. What about Vidales, because he was out there as well. He didn't look to be improving as we come now through the casino section. Awesome to see them come through there. You've got to get back across to avoid that bump on what is camera right. Downhill braking, careful through here. See just how bumpy it is. This is the slowest corner on the track. Love this camera angle. You can see just how hard they're having to work the steering wheel. Oh no, Paul Aron's going to be delayed. That's Emilio Pesch in front of him. Blue flags weren't waving though, and now finally Emilio Pesch sees him and gets out of the way. Well, that's going to really, really hurt Paul Aron, and you can see he's come off the gas a little bit now. Down towards the Nouvelle chicane. He can afford to back off now. Paul Aron's not going to go quicker on this lap. Returning to the track is Hajar, Mini, Boyer, Flukes, Pizzi, Deligawanti. Marin Angeli is back out there as well, as is Lena Bula. Lena Bula, who returned to the championship last time, wasn't able to race with us due to injury at round 1, but she was back at round 2. Here's David Vidales. Fresh set of boots going on for him. Bit of data to go through as well. There is the ART team. There's Gregor Sorsi, by the way, to the right of your screen. He's just watching on. He's championship leader. Going to see what the time it is he has to beat. ART looking to try and get a win on the board here. The Euro Cup has raced here 4 years, from 2016 to 2019. ART haven't taken a win in that time. Let's see if they can change that this time. There's Paul Aron, your current leader, 130.677. To remind you, your quickest time in practice was from Hadrian David, and that was a 130.2, and Alex Quinn was second, and they're both going to be in the second session, as is your championship leader, Gregor Sorsi. Here's a look at Mari Boyer, the driver who is 10th in the standings. Van Amersfoort Racing driver. Doing a decent job of things so far. You have to say the rookies are kind of stealing the show in this first group. coming through the chicane. Oh, that was Patrick Plasma, I think, having a bit of a moment. You can see Hajar there wrestling with the car as they come through out of the swimming pool section. You're flirting with disaster anywhere you are around Monaco, aren't you? You are inches, centimetres, if not millimetres away from a barrier. So to actually go and push is difficult. And I saw the number 10 of Hadrian David getting himself ready to go. 12 minutes left on the clock. Here's Gabriel Baltaletto. Strong start to the season, not a good second round for him, was involved in incidents. 10th so far, so that would leave him on the 10th row of the grid. Now, to remind you of the format, the top 11 will qualify through to both races along with the quickest 12th driver. So to guarantee yourself to be in both races this weekend, you have to be in that top 11, and Deli Gawanti is the last of those top 11. Currently, Marin Angeli, Smith, Pesh, Bula and Verratti will only take part in one race this weekend. That's because we're not allowed more than 28 drivers to race. I mean, can you imagine 33 drivers racing around here? How crazy would that be? Gabriel Baltaletto coming through Massenet into the casino section there. Downhill we go. Oh, Aaron's getting out of the way for him. See just how bumpy it is. Into the hairpin we go. Slam on the anchors, bit of a lock up there. Front tyres lift off the ground as you come through there as well. It's that much of a significant drop. If you've ever had the chance to go to Monaco, you'll know you walk around the circuit, even when it's not a circuit as such, when it's streets, or you drive around it and you think, how on earth do cars go around here? Absolutely fascinating. Lewis Hamilton himself called it mesmerizing. Every single lap you race around here, and all the drivers speaking to them have all just said just the experience of driving this circuit is one thing, let alone racing. Now imagine winning or stepping on the podium here. That would be even more fascinating, wouldn't it? It would be a memory for life. Monaco is the one they all want to win, even more than their home races, I'd say. Gabriel Baltaletto being delayed here as he comes through the final corner. The FA Racing driver, he's going to pick up a toe from Sepinen. Sepinen's going to get out of the way. Across the line he goes fourth. Well, 1:31.4, that's a pretty good time from Gabriel Baltaletto, so that's going to put him on the 4th row of the grid. To remind you, the times are not combined. The position simply forms what row they start on the grid. And that'll be one start on the inside and one start on the outside. The quicker group will start on the inside row of the grid on Sunday. Baltaletto downhill, he's reaching some traffic. That's Emilio Pesh ahead of him. He's going to have to back off this lap because Emilio Pesh is on a flyer as well. So I think Baltaletto is going to just need to give himself some space. Oh dear, as they make their way out of Portier, now through the tunnel. Just listening to them through there. And as they come out the tunnel, they're just greeted with this downhill drop into the Nouvelle chicane. Bit of curb there for Baltaletto. He's not backed off. I mean, he's trying to fill the mirrors here of Emilio Pesh, basically saying, get out of the way. But Emilio Pesh is doing a flying lap of his own. Emilio Pesh as well, he's in 14th, so currently he's trying to make that top 11 to get into both races. There we can see sector times. Here's Paul Aron, he's found himself some space on track. The Mercedes junior driver. Quickest so far with a 1:30.6. Can it be beaten? Emilio Pesh, by the way, has gone quicker, so if you thought he was holding up Baltaletto, he wasn't holding himself up because he's gone quicker. Lorenzo Fluxa has just gone to 6th. 2nd off pole. You will notice that the splits are going to be a lot higher around Monaco because there's lots more room for error. Aaron goes off on what will be another warm-up lap. Takes a good 2 or 3 laps to really get the tyres up to temperature around here. Just to get bedded in with yourself as well. Tommy Smith has gone 13th, 1:33.4. Mary Boyer's gone to 6th as well with a 1:31.6, so decent for him. I've got to say, one of the most impressive so far is Elias Sepinen for me, because Deli Gawanti make that. Pietro Deli Gawanti, 18th in the championship. He's just put himself onto the 5th row of the grid. Great stuff from him. Here's Emilio Pesch. We pick him up once more, and he's going quicker through the first sector. Right, let's see what he does through the second. Fresh set of boots on, of course, for all of them as they now come through the swimming pool section. 1.6 off Aaron, so currently that would leave him, that could put him in the top 12. He's trying to get into that top 11. He's got a chance of doing that so far. Vidales has that 11th spot as they make their way through the final corner. Here comes Emilio Pesch. Can he get into that top 11? Top 12 even could be enough as he comes up towards the start-finish line. Emilio Pesch across the line, goes 12th. So that's okay. He's got a chance of being in both races now. The quickest 12th driver across both groups gets into both races. Emilio Pesch has a chance to do that. Good stuff from the DR Formula driver. Improving. And there's still time to go in this session as well. Extended sessions here around Monaco for us in qualifying and indeed in practice as well. Only the one qualifying session, of course. After this, it's race. That's it. This is the only qualifying session of the weekend. This forms both grids, so it's extremely, extremely important. Boyer goes third. Hadjar's going quicker than anyone, though. He only needs to find a 10th of a second. That's not Isaac Hadjar. That's Yassin Ferrati. Here's Isaac Hadjar now, and it looks like he was slowing down, actually, coming up towards the final corner. I'm not sure why. He's got Gabriele Mini behind him, and I think he's got one of the Arden drivers behind him as well. That's going to be Nicola Marinangeli. Up to the line he comes. He's going to be slower on this lap. What a shame. He must have hit traffic somewhere. Hadjar sets off on another. So provisional pole is still with Paul Aron so far. David Vidales has just gone up to 5th place. Good improvement from him. Lena Bula has gone to 15th to knock Yassin Ferrati down to 16th. Let's see what Mini can do on this lap. We're watching Hadjar though. Mini is in the background. Down to the break and we'll get some sector times for you shortly. As down through the hairpin we go. Here's Patrick Pasma sitting in 10th. 11th make that now as Pizzi goes 10th and Elias Seppänen goes 4th from 8th. Good performance from him. Flukes has gone to 3rd place. What a lap from Lorenzo Fluxa. Up to the line, though, we are watching Patrick Pasma. Where's he going to go as he goes up towards the line now? 2nd place. Well, that's a much-needed result, that, for Patrick Pasma. There's still a lot of time to go in this session, but Patrick Pasma, who's really been struggling so far this season, 12th in the standings, has just put himself to 2nd in this group. Hadjar's going quicker than anyone, though. He's got half a second on Paul Aron. Through the swimming pool section we go, now up towards Raskas. You'll see him point the car in a straight line now. Brake, missed that first apex, picked the second one up. Up towards Anthony Noakes' corner. Is Isaac Hadjar on track to take provisional pole position. Makes his way up to the start-finish line. It's been a clean run from what we've seen. And Hadjar up to the line. He goes quickest. 1:29.898. And that's the quickest time we've seen all weekend. What a fantastic performance from the young Frenchman. Mini has gone to 2nd, Vidales has gone to 3rd. The times are absolutely tumbling here in Monaco. Patrick Pasma, we know, oh no, he's run on at the Nouvelle Chicane. Patrick Pasma, bit of a lock-up for him, and he's going to have to abort this lap completely. Deli Gawanti's going quicker as well, though, as you can see on the bottom of your screen. Here he is now as he makes his way through the tunnel. Down towards the Nouvelle Chicane, and Francesco Pizzi has gone to 7th. Elias Seppänen has just gone to 6th place. Your top 10 for now, and I say for now, exaggerated. Hadjar, Mini, Vidales, Aron, Pasma, Seppänen, Pizzi, Fluxa, Boyer, and Deli Gawanti. That could change, though. Deli Gawanti is only half a second off of pole position as he makes his way now up towards Raskas' corner. Aron's just gone to 2nd place as well, but still half a second off of Isaac Hadjar. Where did that time come from, Isaac Hadjar? We'll come back to, oh, you can see a bit of a drift there from Deli Gawanti. Eager to get his foot down there as he came out the final corner. Deli Gawanti goes 8th, so he's into that top 11. The top 11 go through to both races, to remind you. Here's David Vidales. Currently sitting in 5th place, 7/10 off of pole position. Up to the line he goes. I thought I saw someone dart into the pit lane there. It might have been my eyes tricking me, though. Here's David Vidales in the number 12 red and white Prema. Up to the line he goes 2nd. 1:30.2. Well, that's one of the highest positions we've seen him. Oh dear, he's run straight on at the first corner. Oh no, Emilio Pesce has spun. Gabriel Baltaletto has just avoided him. Yellow flags are out. No one can improve. Be careful, Emilio, be careful. I tell you what, I got very, very nervous there because that is a blind entrance into that corner. Emilio Pesce could get a slap on the wrist for that one. Oh dear, here comes Patrick Pasma. Yellow flags are out in sector 1 as well. And that's because we had Patrick Pasma, David Vidales was it who ran on. Let's have a look what happened. He lost it under braking, Emilio Pesce, and round he went. And Gabriel Baltaletto in the predominantly blue FA racing car just avoided him. Look at that. Emilio Pesce, really, you can't say he wasn't pushing hard. We saw Vidales, I think it was, or Pasma, wasn't he? He ran straight on at turn 1 as well. It all happened so fast. Gabriel Baltaletto would have been frustrated with that. He was on a flying lap as well. And that would have, everyone's lap, that would have avoided them. I think that was the Prema team. Knowing the yellow flags were out, they're out as sector 1. The track's now clear, and Hajar's gone quicker, 129.727. So that's established his pole position. Vidales is second. Okay, we could get one more lap for all of them. Paul Aron, who we're looking at, is going to get at least one more lap now. 1 minute, just over 1 minute on the clock. Needs to find 7/10 to try and take pole. Emilio Pesce is back going, and he's going to get another lap as well. So this is it. This is your final chance to try and take that pole position. Marin Angeli is in the danger zone in terms of not going through to both races. Baltaletto has solidified 11th as he starts his final lap. Through the swimming pool section we come, and it's a purple sector for Paul Aron in the second. Up to Raskas he goes. Oh no, Emilio Pesce ahead of him's had a little bit of a moment. Paul Aron should just get away with this. Through the final corner he comes. He might even pick up a toe from Emilio Pesce. Will it be enough to go quickest? Pasma's gone second. Will that change as Aron goes up to the line? Yes, it does. He goes second. 1:30.004. So Paul Aron has half the gap to Hajar, but he's going to get held up on his final lap here from Emilio Pesce. Pasma third, Vidales fourth, Boyer fifth, Mini sixth. It's session over for Paul Aron, I'm afraid. Emilio Pesce, who is currently down in 14th. Deli Gawanti has taken the checkered flag first. He's gone to 7th. Pasma's backing off. Tommy Smith is down in pit lane. Up to the line, here comes Gabriele Mini. He's going to be 6th at best in this group. Marin Angeli 12th. Pasma's backed off. And I think that's most people across the line. We're waiting to see what if Vidales is on a clear run. Boyer likewise as well. This is Pasma in the number 5. It looked to me as if he was backing off. Yes, and he's run wide of the Nouvelle Chicane, so no choice now. Pesce in the background, though, he still could be improving. I wouldn't think Paul Aron behind him would be. Baltaletto's gone to 10th, so a late change there. Baltaletto's put himself onto the 10th row of the grid. Fluxa will start on row 11. Will we see any changes within that top 5? Hajar's in the pit. I tell you, what a time that is. The rookie, the 16-year-old, 129.727. An RACE GP who have won 3 times in a row here in the Formula Renault Euro Cup. Could they be on course to win again with the likes of Victor Martins, Charles Malacy and Will Palmer? And now it's over to Isaac Hajar, the rookie, 129.727. We haven't seen a rookie take pole, but that's just changed. And yes, racing for Antoine on his suit there, and we'll all be remembering him this weekend. Last person to win in F2 here. Paul Aron second, Pasma third, Vidales fourth, 129.727 was your time. So we'll keep an eye on that. Well done, Isaac Hajar. What a fantastic performance. Well, he waits to find out if he's going to be on pole. He has to see if that time gets beaten in the second group now. Gregor Saucy and co know what they have to go and beat. There is the DR Formula team. This is one of their drivers who, of course, we saw took a spin. Emilio Pesce, thankfully, he was able to avoid the barriers. Wasn't the only one to do it, though. Plenty of them had moments during the session, but that perhaps the most impressive one. Well done for Baltaletto. I tell you what, he just about avoided that. Next cars get ready to go out onto the track. DR Formula wait for Emilio Pesce to return to pit lane. But there's Isaac Hadjar. Starting from pole position in Monaco on Sunday, that's going to be some effort, isn't it? If the second group now go quicker, then Isaac Hadjar will be on pole tomorrow and will start from the front row on Sunday. Well, there you can see these streets of Monaco. Let's confirm the result for you. Isaac Hadjar, quickest in Group A. Paul Aron, second. Patrick Pasma is third place. David Vidales in fourth. Murray Boyer in fifth. Gabriele Mini sixth in the first group. And it will be Pietro Deli Gawanti, Elias Sepinen quick, eighth quickest, then Francesco Pizzi. Lorenzo Fluxa rounds out your top 10, just over a second off. Baltaletto was 11th, he will be racing in both races. Nicola Marin Angeli was next in 12th place, and it was Tommy Smith, Emilio Pesce, Yassin Ferrati, and Lena Bula. Still another group to go. There, the streets of Monaco, and awaiting. We await for the next group to go out on track. Group B will feature your championship leader, the driver's third, fifth in the championship, and so on. Well, there we go. What did you think of that one? Pretty good, wasn't it? Did it surprise you? Did it surprise me a little bit? Surprised me a little bit. I tell you, Isaac Hadjar, he's been very good this season. Just looking down at his results so far, 7th, 12th, 7th, and 3rd. So there's been a clear improvement between the two rounds. He got on the podium, of course, at the last round with a fantastic move on Gabriele Mini. But what a time that was to get inside the 129s. It was a convincing pole position as well. But fantastic, wasn't it, to just see the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine cars going around. I really hope you've been enjoying the action you've been seeing so far. I've certainly been enjoying it. As you can see, going around these streets of Monaco, one thing we're seeing the drivers have to do in the half-an-hour qualifying session is having to build up those tyres, slowly warm them up. Even when they've been through pit lane, stick on a fresh set of boots and go back out. They're having to spend a couple laps just to get up to temperature. But you can see from Emilio Pesce and the others there who had moments like Patrick Pasma, just how easy it is. One little lock-up and you're off, you know. If it wasn't at turn one that lock-up happened, could have been a wall they were going straight into. So thankfully, we had no red flag. So they behaved themselves pretty well in that session overall. But Isaac Hadjar, he's now sent the benchmark time to be 1:29.727. That is the time that the others have to go and beat. As I say, to remind you how it's going to work, the quickest group is going to form the inside row on Sunday, and then they will form the outside row on Saturday. So that is what they are fighting for. Grand Prix Sunday, that's the day they all want to win, isn't it? We are only on round number 3 of the season as well. So if you're watching for the first time, we have a hell of a long way to go in this championship, and I really hope you've been enjoying the action you're seeing so far. On behalf of everyone, thank you for tuning into the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Don't go anywhere, though, because the next group of qualifying is about to come up. Of course, the championship co-organised by ACI Sport and Alpine and certified by the FIA. But really enjoying the action here so far, I have to say. It's just special, isn't it, to see these guys getting that chance to race around Monaco. Isaac Hadjar, Gabriele Mini and so on, only 16 years old, some of them only 17, 18 years old, and they're racing in front of the F1 paddock around Monaco. And we're going to have a crowd in on Sunday as well, and tomorrow and Sunday as well. So that's going to be fantastic to see. In terms of the schedule, by the way, just in case you do have to leave us now, don't go because the next group's coming up. But race number 1 tomorrow will be at 10:15 local time, and 11:50 will be race 2 on Sunday. But as I said, we're going to do it all over again. We've got the next group about to come out, 17 drivers about to hit the track and see if they can go and beat that time as well. And they're qualifying, as I say, for what row they're going to start on the grid. And it's going to feature the likes of Gregor Sorsi, Hadrian David as well, who was quickest in practice yesterday. Alex Quinn as well. We're almost ready to go, I'm hearing as well. We're going to see Andrea Rosso out there as well. Watch out for him because he was 5th yesterday. Zane Maloney was 4th. So pretty much your top 4 of your top 5 in practice yesterday are going to be in this session. In David, Quinn, Maloney and Rosso. Ten Brink's going to be in this session as well. He was 6th in practice, as is Kaz Havercourt and Franco Colapinto. So about 7 of the top 10 about to go out. But I'm going to do enough of the talking now. Let's get ready. Group B qualifying for Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine from Monaco is about to go live. Right, Group B qualifying is go. Cars are coming out onto the circuit, 17 drivers in this one, and it features your drivers 1st, 3rd, 5th in the championship and so on. Like I said in the build-up there, most of your top 10 from practice are in this session. That shot there gives you an idea of how much of an elevation change there is around here at Monaco. Believe me, when you've walked this track, which all these drivers have done a couple of times, you do feel it by the end. Especially if you're not a racing driver like I am. Round number 3 of the season. Beautiful conditions here in Monaco. It may only be just after 8 o'clock local time, but already we are set for what is going to be a fantastic weekend. Group A has been out. Isaac Hadjar quickest in that one with a 1:29.7. Will we see that time beaten? Of course. If you're wondering, you know, why is Group B out second? Why are the championship leaders going out second? Well, the track's been rubbered in now, so your championship leader, Gregor Sorsi, and people and the odd numbers in the championship have that advantage of a more rubbered in track. So we should expect them to go quicker, but we didn't really see anyone able to get that close to Isaac Hadjar. So let's find out. There's Gregor Sorsi in the 26, the ART driver leading the championship so far. And that looks like Alex Quinn just behind him as well in the 21. So keeping him very honest. Half an hour session it will be once more. Expect them to come in about halfway through to do a pit stop. But as you can see, we've got Ten Brink out there, we've got Sorsi, we've got Dino Begnovic, Alex Quinn, William Alatalo as well, Hadrian David, Zane Maloney, Nico Gola, Andrea Rosso, one to watch. Franco Colapinto, who needs a good result after a bit of a disaster at his first appearance in the championship last time out. Kaz Havercourt is out there as well. Kaz is someone who really does need a good result. I mean, he's just... the luck for him this season has just not been there at all. Let's see if Kaz Havercourt can finally turn things around. It's just not meant to be so far for him so far this season, it seems. He's been crashed into more than once. Just mechanical issues as well. Anything that can go wrong has gone wrong for him. See if he can turn it round here. Kaz Havercourt was 9th quickest in practice yesterday. Oliver Girth will be in this one as well, as will Axel Noss as well, Dudu Barrichello, Alessandro Famulero in just the 2nd round of the season. Brad Benavides, who is one of 3 drivers to race here as well. And Alexandre Bardignon will make up the field. Gregor Sorsi making his way through the swimming pool section. As I said, it's been a fantastic round for him so far. He's taken 3 pole positions in a row. Can he make it 4? 28-point advantage for him in the championship so far. There's Hadrian David though. He was quickest in practice. Hadrian David, who Didn't score any points last time. He had a good start to the season. Took 3rd and 4th at the first round. Labelled himself as a title contender, did Hadrian David. But last time he had an oil leak in qualifying for the first race. Then he gained 22 places to finish 12th. And then he attempted a move on the first lap in race 2, coming down towards the hairpin, the left-hand hairpin in Barcelona. Made contact with Franco Colapinto. Went down as a racing incident, which I think was a fair decision. Hadrian David went for the inside, Franco Colapinto turned in, and the rest is history. Hadrian David making his way downhill. They're not really at speed just yet. In the background, that's Andrea Rosso in the predominantly blue-coloured FA racing car. But you can see we're 11 seconds off where we're going to expect them to be. So this is just warm-up so far. We're just building up to them really getting the hammer down. Monaco is one of those tracks where you slowly see them build up the speed. You've got to remember, it's not a racetrack, is it? It's streets. So there's not usually supposed to be racing around here. Rubber's been going down over the weekend, of course, with practice yesterday for F1 and F2 in qualifying as well. And we had practice for us as well yesterday. So there has been rubber laid down, but we're first out of track, so it's going to be a cold track. There has been some rubber put down from Group A. Group B now getting ready to go. Saucy is just done a 1:36. Again, we're not at the respectable times, but that's a positive start of all the guys putting in warm-up laps. He's the quickest so far. Make that William Alatalo. One of the Arden drivers, the 2 Arden drivers in this session, Quinn being the other. 1:32 has just been put in from Hadrian David, who we are watching so far. Here's the number 43 of Franco Colapinto, could do with a good round here. Franco Colapinto, who appeared in the championship for the first time last time out and didn't finish both races. So he just needs to finish, really. He had a bit of an instant. I think it was with Dino Begnovic in the first race. He had an instant with coming through turn 2. And then in the second race, he had that instant with Hadrian David. So, and in both cases, he was running in the points. So he would have left very frustrated, the Argentinian. He missed the first round due to European Le Mans commitments. But Franco Colapinto will just want to get a finish and get the points on the board we all know he can get. Franco Colapinto finished 3rd in the Formula Renault Euro Cup last season. So he's coming into this as, if you can call it, one of the highest seeded drivers. Patrick Pasma was 4th in Formula Regional last year. So those two combined are your two kind of highest seeded drivers. Alex Quinn was 4th in the Formula Renault last year. Hasn't raced here before though. When he did race, and he did feature in the championship in 2019, he only did a few rounds, none of them being here. So he's making his debut here, along with Franco Colapinto. Not a bad view from there, is it? From the back of the pit lane. Isaac Hadjar watching on. I hope we keep that camera view. Probably got a stopwatch out ready. See if anyone's going to beat his time. We're getting closer to that time already. 1:31.1 for Zay Maloney. They're starting to build up now. You want to be inside the top 11 if you're going to be in both races. Only 28 drivers will be in each race. Here's Alex Quinn, going quicker so far. We're starting to build up now as he comes through the swimming pool section in the number 21 there. He's got a nice marker to catch in Gregor Saucy just ahead, and Quinn has gone purple so far. Up towards Raskas he goes, now makes his way up to the final corner. In fact, that's the number 23, apologies, just ahead of him, of Thomas Ten Brink, who did very well at his first appearance last time. Up to the line we go, and Ten Brink goes second. Quinn goes fastest. Okay, we're getting towards some respectable times. 1:30.443. Saucy has gone 6th, but that's a decent time from Alex Quinn. Thomas Ten Brink last time took an 8th and a 6th on what was his first round of the season. for the rookie. That was pretty impressive stuff. Ten Brink, who we finished third in the Spanish F4 Championship last year, despite missing the first 2 rounds. Took a win in 9 podiums in that did Thomas Ten Brink. 16-year-old from Holland. Right, what's happened down here at the Nouvelle Chicane? Someone's run straight on. Oh dear. Now who is that? Rejoined again. The light making that one a little bit hard to identify. That was Hadrian David. Okay, Hadrian David, a bit of a mistake there, the RSGP driver, coming downhill. Now Gregor Sorsi, by the way, to remind you, he's only did 4 laps yesterday. Nico Gola was another who had a crash as well. So there's a couple of drivers out there who haven't really done any laps. Brad Benavides is someone who has raced around here before. He's currently in 8th place. But Thomas Ten Brink looking good on this lap. Hadrian David looking even better. Here comes the Dutchman up towards Raskas corner. Now makes his way up towards the final corner. 1:30.4 is the current benchmark time from Alex Quinn. Is Thomas Ten Brink about to beat that as he heads around the start-finish, up towards the start-finish line, goes 4th. 1:30.6, but Hadrian David is going quicker, and I tell you what, he's knocking on the door of potentially setting the quickest time. 6/10 up on Quinn. He could be on track for a 1:29 here, potentially a 1:29.8 if he has a good final sector. William Alatalo has just done a 1:30.3, but what can Hadrian David do? The Frenchman up towards the start-finish line does a 1:29.923. And there's still 19 minutes in this session. You'd have to say this session is looks almost set now to go quicker than the previous. Coming through the swim pool there, he had a bit of a mistake as well. So you see the bit of curb through there. I'd call that a fraction of a mistake. Colapinto has gone to 3rd. Kaz Havicourt has gone up to 8th place. Here's William Alatalo now making his way through the tunnel. Sitting 4th in the session so far. William Alatalo 5th in the championship. His worst result so far this season is 7th. So William Alatalo, very quick driver down towards the Nouvelle Chicane. Oh dear, we've got a yellow flag out in sector 1. Someone has had a bit of an off, but that's not going to affect William Alatalo. He's still going to be running, and it's not going to affect Hadrian David either. I wonder if we've had someone run straight on at the first corner. We'll come back to that when we know what the answer to the question is. William Alatalo, meanwhile, up towards Raskas corner he goes. He looks set to improve. We've had someone stop. Okay, we've had someone stop towards. We've got a virtual safety car. Virtual safety car is out. Now I think that's Axel Noss, who's come to a halt to the left of your screen there. Virtual safety car is out, so all drivers must decrease speed by 40%. No overtaking. Axel Noss. Now, has he had a bit of a moment coming out the first corner? Has he had impacts coming through the first corner? We'll find out very shortly. Either that or it could be a simple mechanical. But Axel Noss is out of this session. What a shame for him. Axel Noss, the G4 racing driver. His best result, he took his best result of the season so far in the last race with a 14th place. But he's going to struggle to beat that this time. Let's have a look what happened then. Oh dear, yeah, took a bit too much curb through the first corner and into the barriers he went. So it was Troussan Deveau. Just ran straight on. Looked just like he got too much curb. And yeah, plenty of damage on the front of that car now. Axel Noss, though, gets out, all okay, thankfully. Very disappointing way to get the weekend started for him. He's going to have two difficult races. He's going to have a difficult race, shall I say, trying to make his way through. He'll only take part in one of them now. But we're under virtual safety car conditions. That gives us time to run through the order as it stands. It's David, Maloney, Colapinto. Let's have a look at it one more time. So he's got a bit late on the brakes, and I think taking that curb there has just set him off into a bit of a half spin and caught the barriers on the exit. just seemed to carry too much speed through the first corner, and I think clipped the curb maybe a bit too hard, and that helped him round. And Axel Noss, the car's going to have to be retrieved now. Thankfully, he's not too far from the pit lane, so we shouldn't be under these conditions for too long. We've still got 16 minutes on the clock. A lot of drivers might use this time to actually dive into the pit lane now. And already Hevercourt is in, Colapinto is in, Benavides is in, Dudu Barrichello is in, Girth is in, and Famulero is in as well. But that a real shame from Axel Noss, the 18-year-old. Raced in the Italian F4 Championship last year, finishing 23rd in that. So he's still a driver learning his craft, is Axel Noss. Just a rookie, one of several rookies in this championship. Got about 18 of them in total. So I think he can be forgiven for a mistake through Sandoval. And drivers coming out of the pit lane there, Colapinto, one of them. He's got to be careful, because there is a car making its way round the corner now. But a lot of drivers are in. Quinn is in, Alatalo in, Ten Brink is in, Saucy, Havercourt, Benavides, Beganovic, Barrichello, Girth, and Famulero is in as well. But so far it is Hadrien David who is quickest. He's 17-year-old from Rouen in France. Like I said, sitting 7th in the championship so far. Didn't score any points in the last race, but the driver who was 10th in the Formula Renault Euro Cup last year has a chance of putting that right now. He's currently at the top. Needs to beat a 129.7 though. That was the quickest time set by Isaac Hadjar in the first session. Right. We go green again. Zane Maloney, we picked up briefly there, the number 22. Green flags are waving, and here is the driver from Barbados. I don't think we've ever had anyone from Barbados on the podium now, Monaco, so a bit of history can be created here this weekend if we can see Zane Maloney go and put in a decent time. Zane Maloney really putting Barbados on the map, isn't he, in terms of motorsport. There's actually another single-seater driver over in the States doing quite well from Barbados as well, but certainly in terms of Europe, Zane Maloney is your man. Nice kid as well. Got to know Zane fairly well. Commentated on him in the Euro Formula Open last year, and British F4 champion in 2019. And had a strong start to his season last year, but just seemed to struggle a little bit in the mid-part, and he took the decision to join RHGP and move across to the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine, highly in demand. So in terms of junior Formula Championships, this is probably the most competitive one out there. And a new lease of confidence for him this season. Got off to a decent start. Qualified well, qualified on the front row for the first race. Unfortunately burnt the clutch out at the start and DNF, but came back strong with a third. 2 points finishes for him last time as well, so he's not doing too badly. But I tell you what, a good qualifying here, and this is the only qualifying session of the weekend, to remind you, so it's extra important. A good qualifying here could really boost him up the standings. He's 9th in the championship, but I tell you, he's about 20 points away from third. Towards Raskas he goes. Most drivers just on an out lap, getting themselves up to speed. The pit lane is now clear in terms of cars, I mean. Everyone is out on track, and we're approaching the final 10 minutes of this session. Zane Maloney currently sitting second in this session. This Group B, so the final group of cars. If you've just joined us, what have you missed? Well, first of all, welcome to Monaco, round 3 of the Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. It's a pleasure to be calling the action for you. And we had Group A go out onto the track. That was made up of drivers 2nd, 4th and 6th in the standings. And Isaac Hadjar, the rookie, went quickest with a 129.7. So Group B, it's now down to them to try and beat that. The quickest group will form the inside row of the grid for Sunday's race, and the slower will form the inside row for tomorrow's race. Grand Prix Sundays. As a championship, it's just such a privilege to be supporting the Grand Prix, and on the Sunday as well. It doesn't usually happen. Adrian David's run wide, and that's not the first time we've seen him do that at the Nouvelle Chicane. In the background, that looked to be Dino Beganovic. Isaac Hadjar is going to be very nervous. His countryman, Adrian David, the more experienced of the two, is only 2/10 off. And I tell you what, Hadjar, he'd be hoping for another one of those full course yellows. That would really do him a favour. But he's out there looking at live timing, hoping that his 129.7 stands. But let's see, either way, he's going to be on the front row for both races, and he'll be on pole for tomorrow, worst case scenario. Seems like we're starting to build up to speed a little bit now. They've had a couple of laps just to get the tyres warmed up to temperature, get themselves warmed up as well. You can see David there, just as they came through Massenet, just having a bit of a slide now through the casino. Drop downhill we go towards Mirabeau. Slow through sector one. It doesn't look like they're potentially at 100% yet. I don't think we're far away from it now. Hadrian, one of 30 drivers who is racing here for the first time, so huge credit to all these drivers to just have one full course yellow. I mean, that's impressive. Given 30 of these drivers, never really been around here before. All they had was a 50-minute practice session yesterday. That was it. Less than 10 to go now, though, so it's time to start getting a move on. And I tell you, the next lap for Hadrian David, who's on your screens in the number 10, this is going to be the one where he really starts to build up. You can see he's just come off the throttle now. He's just making sure he has a completely clear run ahead of him. Through Raskas. And now he's going to pin it as he comes through the final corner. And there he goes, through Antonioni we go. In the background, though, here's Zane Maloney. He's certainly not waiting around, is he? He's not going quicker on this lap. But I'd say he's building up to try and go quicker on the next one. Up to the final corner he comes. And we have a yellow flag in sector 2, so someone's run into some dramas at sector 2. The likes of Zane Maloney, David are going to hope that clears. Oh no, that's Alessandro Famulero. Alessandro Famulero is into the barriers down at Portier. He's run straight on under braking there, isn't he? And that's 2 G4 racing drivers out. What a disaster for them. Great news for Isaac Hadjar, this. And great news for anyone in that first group. Let's see what happened. Oh, he lost it coming in. Okay, so it wasn't really a lockup. He just got it crossed up coming in. And that's why they spent time warming the tyres up. So another virtual safety car. But the marshals here are as quick as anyone in the world. You get the cars cleared very, very quickly. If you've ever watched races around at Monaco, you'll know that. And the drivers as well, by the looks of that. This one can be cleared quite quickly. I don't think we're going to be on the dramas for too long. There's Axel Noss returning to the pits. And there's the car as well. I'd say it arrived to the track in something a little bit bigger than that, but I'd say we're going to be going green now very shortly. That car is into a safe place now, so we should be going green very shortly, and we're still going to have 7 minutes to go. There we go, green flag is out. So David, Maloney and Axel Noss just having a bit of a chat there from one of the G4 team members. And he's absolutely gutted, isn't he? Such a shame to see, but hey, he's not the only one, and there certainly could still be more. Isaac Hadjar watching on, see if that 129.727 can get beaten. So it's David, Maloney, Colapinto, Quinn, Alatalo, Tenbrink, Saucy, Rosso, Havercourt, Benavides, Beganovic, Barrichello, Girth, Nos, Gola, Bardignon and Famulero. That is how they sit as they make their way up towards Massenet. Hadrian David down towards Mirabeau now. Just how bumpy it is through there. He's quickest so far in this group, 129.9. Currently, he'd be on pole for tomorrow's race and second for Sunday's race. That could easily change, though. That could very, very easily change. Downhill and into the Nouvelle chicane we go. Now up towards Tabac corner. This is where it starts to get really quick through Tabac. Got to be careful of that barrier on the exit now into the swimming pool. Don't take your foot off the throttle through there into the chicane. Down towards Raskas, you can see just a bit of a slide there from Hadrian David, but nicely controlled. Now through Anthony Noakes he goes. Almost into the barriers there. Hadrian David having to use that curve just to save him a little bit. But he comes across the line. I'd say this is going to be it now. This is going to be his flyer. Less than 5 to go. Can we see any improvements? We haven't seen one for a long time. Let's have a look at it again. Just missed the apex slightly. Oh dear, I tell you what. Might have even left some. I've even left a little bit of tyre on the barrier there. That was close. That was very, very close, but he's round in one piece and he's going quicker on this lap by 3/10 of a second. So Hadrian David, this is good so far. Purple through the first sector, 3/10 up on what Zay Maloney has done. Now he makes his way down towards Portier, where we saw Famulero off. Down through the tunnel we go. Hadrian David just needs to find, Zay Maloney, we didn't really mention that, but he's done a 129.8, so apologies for that, but Zay Maloney has gone quicker with a 129.8. So we're only a 10th away now from the time of Isaac Hadjar in Group A. Hadrian David is going quicker on this lap though. Through to back corner he comes now. Now we make our way through to the swimming pool section and going even quicker there through sector 2. This looks on track for an overall pole position for Hadrian David. He's just got to get through these final 2 corners safely. Raskas is first. Now Anthony Noakes. Quinn has gone up to 3rd place as well. He's going to get very busy on that time screen. Andrea Rosso is 5th, but I think we're about to see a new quickest time. Hadrian David up to the line. Yes, we do. 129.390. And Hadrian David, that is the quickest time overall in qualifying, and that will be pole position for Sunday's race. Here's Franco Colapinto. He's improving as well. Up to the final corner he goes. Franco Colapinto now makes his way out the final corner. Up to the start-finish line he goes. Can Franco Colapinto improve? He heads up to the line now. Yes, goes second. Brilliant stuff from the Argentinian there. Colapinto is second. Saucy is third. Maloney 4th. Alatalo has just gone 5th. Hadrian David going quicker once more. The time's really, really tumbling now. 2.5 minutes on the clock. Here's, I think this could be Andrea Rosso, it is. Makes his way to the Nouvelle chicane. A bit of a lock up there, but just about got round in one piece. Good driving from the young Italian. Makes his way through to back and then to the swimming pool. 2/10 down on David. That would be good enough to go 3rd. That would be a great improvement from Andrea Rosso. He's certainly on the edge, isn't he? Hadrian David is going quicker. Zay Maloney just a bit slower. Benavides has gone 6th. Good performance there from the American. Brad Benavides is up to 6th place so far. Quinn has gone to 3rd. Rosso, what can he do though? He heads up to the line and he goes 5th. Good performance from him, 129.827, and he's going to get another 2 laps. Here comes David, and a further improvement, 129.1. 6/10 quicker than Isaac Hadjar now, but Maloney has gone quicker than anyone through sector 2. Here comes Zay Maloney up to the line. Where can he go in this session? 2nd place, 129.3. Saucy's just behind, can't go any quicker than 5th. There is Gregor Saucy on your screen. So it's David, Maloney, Colapinto, Quinn, Saucy, Rosso, Alatalo, Benavides. Then we have Ten Brink, Beganovic a disappointing 10th. Kaz Havikort all the way down in 11th. Alatalo has gone to 3rd. I mentioned Ten Brink is down in 9th, but he's going quicker on this lap, and here he is coming into your view now. Ten Brink in the 23, makes his way up to the final corner. Where can he get himself? We'll be looking for a top 5, I'd say, at least by his standards. He heads up to the line now. Thomas Ten Brink, where can he put himself? He goes 6th. So he's getting closer to that now, but Alex Quinn looks potentially on for a provisional pole position here. Is he going to get traffic? No, car gets out the way, so all good for Alex Quinn. Nicely under braking through Raskas, now up to the final corner. Alex Quinn, personal best through sector 1, purple through sector 2. Will it be enough though? Will it be enough to beat Hadrian David? Up to the line, Alex Quinn goes now, and yes it is! 129.092 is provisional pole for Alex Quinn. But Maloney's going quicker, he's now your one to watch. Here comes Hadrian David up to the line now. What can he do? He goes quicker as well. 129.047, but I fear both of those guys are about to be beaten. Here comes Dino Beganovic up to the line, but behind him is the man to watch. It's Zane Maloney, and Zane Maloney has gone to the top with a 128.893. Saucy can't go any quicker than Franco Colapinto now heading up to the line. He's currently in 6th place. This is going to be the end of his session. He will be the first to take the checkered flag, and he will take 4th at best. William Alatalo is next, and he stays 5th. Right, so your ones to watch, Maloney, David and Quinn. They're all on their final lap. David is going slower through the first sector. What about Quinn? What about Maloney? Maloney, I think there is hitting traffic potentially. Girth has gone to 12th place, by the way. So good performance from Oliver Girth, and this is the quicker group. So Oliver Girth, with that result in 12th, is going to qualify for both races, as will all the drivers ahead of him. Kaz Havikort has just gone up to 9th. Oh no, but Barrichello's just gone up to 11th. So Barrichello on the grid for both races now, going 11th late in the race, but there's still drivers to cross the line, one of them being Beganovic there. Maloney is also yet to cross the line as well. Gola has gone up to 14th place. Bardignon will be 15th at best. Benavides stays in 10th place. Rosso will be no higher than 8th in this session. Quinn has crossed the line, he's 3rd. What about Hadrian David? I think Hadrian David was going slower, and I think he's bailed into the pit, so it's overall pole position for Zane Maloney. What a fantastic effort. He comes into the pit lane, and on Grand Prix Sunday, Zane Maloney is going to be a man on pole position, and just behind him on the grid is going to be Hadrian David there in the number 10. What a brilliant result. The driver from Barbados is on pole position for the first time this season. And there he is in the number 22, and there's the RHGP team. They have locked out the front row of the grid with Isaac Hadjar and Zane Maloney. What a fantastic effort from the French team. It is handshakes and fist bumps all round at RHGP. They have locked out your front row of the grid with Zane Maloney and Isaac Hadjar. What an end to the session that was. Proper sparring match going on track, wasn't it? Fantastic to watch. The streets of Monaco living up to it there with some great action. And RHGP completely dominant there. There's Zane Maloney. Absolutely over the moon with that one, isn't he? 128.893 in the end for him. Isaac Hadjar will still start on the front row. But it's Zane Maloney who's going to be on pole position on Sunday. Fantastic effort from him. Brilliant performance. Let's confirm that result for you then. Taking overall pole position is Zane Maloney. Just over a 10th and a half behind him is Hadrian David. Then it's Alex Quinn in 3rd in this group. Starting on the 4th row will be Franco Colapinto. Row 5 will be William Alatalo. Saucy will be on row 6. That's difficult position for the championship leader. Ten Brink will be on row 7. Then it will be Andrea Rosso on row 8. Kaz Havikort will be on row 9. Brad Benavides on row number 10. Securing himself on the grid in both races is both Dudu Barrichello and Dino Beganovic. And sadly, we will only see raced once this time. Oliver Girth, Nico Gola, Alexandra Bardignon, Axel Noss and Alessandra Famulero. Well, that is qualifying for the entire weekend complete here from Monaco. And we will be back with the first race tomorrow at 10:15 local time here in Monaco. Race number 2 will be at 11:50. Well, it was a very closely contended session. Third place, he was on pole for a short while, but third in the end was Alex Quinn. Incredibly close session overall. But a good job from the Brit there. He finished in third place in the session. Finishing in second place, Hadrian David. For a long time it looked like he was the guy to beat, but Hadrian David in the end has to settle for second place, and he's got a chance of big points from there. But the man 9th in the championship, and the man who goes quickest overall, and the man who's going to be on pole position is going to be a driver from Barbados, Zay Maloney. And he will start alongside his teammate on the front row, Isaac Hadjar. And that is all for now from Monaco for Formula Regional European Championship by Alpine. Be sure to join us when we go racing for the first time this weekend tomorrow at 10:15 local time here in Monte Carlo. For now though, it's goodbye.